Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor, Konner, and Silas.
Hey, we're the blue hoodie boys today.
We've got...
Hunter and I joined the Navy.
I got blue.
This is blue. What do you mean?
We're blue hoodie boys.
Like it's like kind of a darker, like navy blue. I was just making a joke.
Comment down below, navy or blue. We have a fun show today. We've got
Everything has to be a fight.
Trev, what the heck,
no
man?
one's trying to fight.
No one's fighting.
No one's trying
I
to
just
fight.
made a joke and you looked at me like I was 3 years old.
Well, because I was
Comment down
concerned.
below.
I was
was
concerned
confused.
that you actually thought our hoodies were navy.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I was
Oh,
concerned.
no.
Okay, there it is.
I'm not trying to fight.
Continue with the show. I'm concerned. You're so dumb.
I'm
you couldn't
not-
tell what color the hoodie is.
I'm still lost a little bit.
Yeah, I would consider this a navy blue. I
Okay,
understand navy
that's
blue
fine.
gets very close to black, but I consider this to be a navy blue. Yeah.
Compared, especially mine's like a royal blue.
Correct.
So yeah, you can.
That's fair.
What would you call it?
Blue.
But like if you were to give it a specification, because like his is more of a royal blue, and then like what would ours be?
Blue.
Okay, so you just don't want to go there. You
No,
don't have to-
I mean, I don't think we're close to navy yet.
Okay.
We got a few shades for it, navy, in my opinion. But this isn't.
That's fair. No, I don't. I had never mind an opinion. It's only when you say I was concerned.
No.
You actually thought this was navy. That's not an opinion. That's an assertion.
Well, because I couldn't tell if you were
Whoa,
just
whoa.
trying to make a
Don't call him
joke
that.
or if you were like you actually thought they were navy. Because I don't think it's navy. That was just my opinion, though.
All right.
That's all.
Move on.
And that was
Oh.
our color segment.
Yeah. Wow. And the office
Oh,
is
no.
very on edge this morning.
no.
Office is very on
Oh,
edge this
no.
morning. Don't breathe wrong in
You
here.
will
Everyone's
never
gonna jump.
understand what he does to us.
Everyone's
You'll
gonna
never
jump.
understand.
I don't get what the frick I just did.
The wow was too
Yeah,
far.
the-
I'm with you there.
Yeah,
Hunter.
office is very on edge this morning.
It
You
is
breathe
on edge.
wrong. I don't know what happened
The
over the
office is on
weekend.
edge.
I had a fantastic weekend. Apparently, I was the only one.
It is.
I walked in and look at it. See what I'm saying? I can't even talk about how good my weekend was without someone thinking I'm coming after them.
No, and you go.
This is crazy.
Apparently, I was the only one. Like you're always throwing stuff at other people. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh, we've got to rein it in, everybody.
I don't understand
We got to rein it all.
what happened.
Everyone just needs to take a deep breath, and we're back in. Let's do it.
We've got some off-season moves that have happened. We've got. I'm ready to move on if you are.
Yes.
All right, off-season moves that have happened. We've got people's favorite pros from the Ulti-World survey, and we also have Disc Golf Fanatic put together the most watched events of 2025. They got data from the Disc Golf Network, which will be fun. They don't have the views, but they have the Disc Golf Network gave them like this is what was most watched down, and then they obviously have the views from the first round on YouTube.
So we just have to believe them, I guess.
Yeah, I would say so. But before we get into all of that, we've got some ad reads to thank our sponsors. The holidays are here, which means it's time to give the gift of smoothness. Whether you're shopping for your partner, your brother, yourself, we don't judge. Manscaped Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate upgrade because nothing says happy holidays like a perfectly groomed body. From trimming to freshening up, this all-in-one grooming kit helps keep you clean, confident, and ready for any festive occasion. So go ahead, unwrap confidence this season with Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and join over 13 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. You can use code GRIPLOCK for 15% off your entire order. This is the all-in-one grooming package. It's the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is your ultimate holiday helper, taking care of everything from below-the-waist maintenance to taming those rogue nose and ear hairs. Think of it as your seasonal survivor kit, keeping you clean, confident, and ready to dominate the season and all the festive gatherings ahead. The 2 free gifts also are included in the Performance Package 5.0 with the Boxers 2.0 in colorway Midnight Bravo, and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. These premium extras make sure you're always ready to jingle and mingle. Whether you're at home or on the go, give the gift of smooth this holiday season with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Get 15% off your entire order with code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. Again, that's 15% off your entire order with code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. Everyone wants to look, feel, and perform our best, whether that's during workouts, long days at work, pushing through training cycles, or just trying to stay energized and focused. And something a lot of us struggle with is hydration, but not just drinking more water, actually getting the electrolytes that we need. Because electrolyte deficiency or imbalance is real, and it leads to headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, weakness, all things that make it harder to show up the way we want. So today, I want to introduce you to Element. Element is a zero-sugar electrolyte drink mix and sparkling electrolyte water built from research. Each stick pack gives you a meaningful dose of electrolytes without sugar, artificial colors, or any of the sketchy ingredients you find in most sports drinks. Element was formulated for anyone looking to support their health through hydration, especially athletes, people fasting, or following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. And co-founder Rob Wolf, the former biochemist and 2 times New York Times bestselling author, has spent a decade on the Navy SEAL Resiliency Committee. And honestly, our community proves its works. Element is trusted by Team USA weightlifting, dozens of pro sports team, Olympic athletes, Navy SEAL teams, Marines, FBI sniper team, even Stanford neuroscience and top functional nutritionists. Everyone from high-performing business leaders to moms, heavy sweaters, and sauna fans are all staying salty with Element. And right now, Element is offering our listeners a special deal. You get a free 8-count sample pack of their most popular flavors with any purchase at drinkelement.com/foundation. That's drinklmnt.com/foundation. That's a free sample pack to try out or share with your friends. And their customer service team is world class. So if you don't feel the difference, Element will absolutely make it right. So grab yours today at drinklmnt.com/foundation and stay salty. All right. We're kicking things off, throwing it back over to Khan's couch with part 2 of last week.
I just want to let you guys know that I may have, I feel like I reached out to Dave, who I told you last week, just to give you guys an update. Last week, I said this is going to be a 2-part Khan's couch. Welcome to part 2. The first one is the introducing the situation, the confusion, the questions, the conversations that are happening on the internet, which is, some people allege that Gateway invented the first overmold, the first gyro technology way before MVP did, is what people allege on Reddit. Mainly, I scrolled through Reddit and saw that people were going back and forth on this, and there was a lot of those alleged conversations. So I wanted to reach out to Dave and get his side of the story on where the relationship between Gateway and overmolds and gyro technology actually started. I feel like I just learned about the Matrix because my brain is so overflowed with information right now that I feel like I can barely function. It's like the whole disc golf world looks different now because I have all this new information.
You're building this up a lot. You better not let us down.
No. I'm saying that. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to narrow it down. Thankfully, Dave was very kind and very helpful and gave me an actual like word from him to read on the podcast. I will give a little bit of background before that, so that helps a lot. But I'm just like, there's so much flowing in my mind about like what do I share, what do I not share. So this is it. We'll start. Dave starts by saying that starts in 2005. Okay, so he also sent me an article. Sent me an article that's on Gateway's website, which is great. It's called A Journey of Innovation and Partnership. It's actually a really great article. I read this and was extremely intrigued the whole time. It's really cool. It's mainly about what I would assume is one of Dave's really good friends, Steve Pearson, and kind of their relationship with, and which got them into the overmold and everything. But I'll just kind of give you a little bit of a background. Dave one day was kind of flipping through the PDGA magazine and saw like a prototype of a disc with a clear center and a solid outer rim, an overmold. And he thought it was really interesting. He saw that the company behind it was Quest Advanced Technology, so Quest Discs as we know them. So he reached out to learn more. That got him connected with Steve Pearson. They immediately hit it off because they both had like an extreme like affection for disc innovation and the disc golf world and all that stuff. So Steve starts sending Dave all these different prototypes for overmolded discs. And Dave loves that he can basically tell Steve one thing and Steve gets that done like that night and sends him another prototype. So Dave drives to Steve's place, which is in Chicago, and they just spend a bunch of time there messing with plastics and molds and on all this different science-y disc stuff, and end up in the future having a partnership coming out with the Odyssey line. So the Odyssey line was overmolded gyroscopic technology, and it was a partnership between Gateway and Steve. And so the Odyssey line consisted of 5 overmolded discs, and this was in the summer of 2007 was whenever this happened. So Gateway did produce and sell overmolded discs far before the patent came out from MVP. And so that's just a little bit of background to note. Just a little bit more, Steve ended up passing away a little bit later, and so that's what you might have seen. Recently, Gateway came out with the Odyssey, which is an overmolded, which is a overmolded disc, and that Odyssey is an homage to the Odyssey line, and kind of just that relationship there, which is really cool because Steve seems like a really cool, like, wants to invent stuff kind of guy, or mess with stuff kind of guy. So anyway, to the word that David sent me, okay? This is his quote right here. So I'm reading from Dave. The first part of this story takes place in 2005. All the original overmolded discs were released under the brand Gateway Quest. So that was those overmolded discs. All of the original, Steve paid me 1,000 discs per month for about 3 years so that we could collaborate on bringing these products to market under that label. My first attempt at adding perimeter weighting began much earlier. I started by milling out the rim of a 150-gram saber and gluing in pennies. So that's kind of how he first started messing with putting more weight in the rim. From there, I moved on to nickels and eventually began drilling holes so that ball bearings could be pressed directly into the rim. The performance of these discs was astonishing. With the added perimeter weight, they flew significantly further than expected. One unexpected byproduct of this early prototyping occurred when a section of nickels fell off of one side of the disc. I continued throwing it anyway and noticed a unique looping gyroscopic flight pattern. That discovery ultimately led to the development of the extraterrestrial 1 and the extraterrestrial 2, which is they later collaborated with Trash Panda to create. So that's kind of where the idea of that disc came from. I want to be clear. I do not claim to have invented this concept. Some of this technology was already present in the Arobi Epic. Alan Adler of Arobi had produced several overmolded catch discs. While the weight distribution wasn't extreme, there was a noticeable difference. Heavier material in the rim compared to the flight plate. When I released the Speed Demon in 2001, Alan Adler actually called me. We had several long conversations about product development, idea, and disc design. It's also worth noting that my experiments with glow materials, pennies, nickels, and ball bearings in the rim date back to 2001. So Dave's saying that back to 2001, he was messing with this like extra weight in the perimeter type concept. But he says, again, I don't claim to be the inventor of overmolded discs. Whammo, Arobi, and others had produced similar concepts long before me. Even Innova's original patent describes gyroscopic performance achieved by placing more weight in the rim than in the flight plate. So when you add it all up, I didn't invent perimeter weighting or gyroscopic disc technology, but I was actively working on it more than 10 years before the patent was issued.
There you have it.
There we go. We kind of got to the bottom of it. I did think it was really interesting. I didn't know that they had a full lineup of 5 gyroscopic discs that they were selling in 2007.
No, because the only one I've ever
really
seen is what is now the Odyssey.
They sold it basically as a starter set. If we get our hands on one of those starter sets for a starter set video, that would be really interesting because
That would be fun.
I looked at like the actual like where it was in the magazine / catalog, and it's 5 discs and they're each described as like beginner friendly and good for pros or whatever. And so it's like an actual set of discs that you can buy. So very interesting.
Yeah. So the Odyssey, because the Odyssey was the prototype 93 is what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
That's the disc we've seen.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So that's
that is the Odyssey.
That's the recent disc they came out with.
Like this is the one that we've had.
Okay. Yeah,
I believe.
Yes, you're correct. You're correct.
But they like just came out with the Odyssey, this disc.
Mm-hmm.
Like apparently they got it approved like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or not approved, but I see a post from Reddit a year ago saying they like just came out with it.
Never had our hands on them. I wonder if it was a small run.
I don't know.
Can you still buy them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like they're available on Gateway site.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is very
Right here.
interesting. Well,
Because like I've never seen this stamp before.
It's a cool stamp.
Because prototype 93 I had well before a year ago.
Yeah.
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 So that was not, I don't know how old prototype 93 is. They actually have the prototype for sale on their site. They just have it stamped Odyssey. But yeah, fascinating stuff.
Well, if you guys enjoyed that, let me know. Let me know if you would like to see any changes in Kon's couch or have any suggestions, or if you have a fun fact, then DM me on Instagram and provide your proof because I've been burned before. So give me some. Or actually, if you just want it to be alleged, I'm okay with that too. So please DM me if you've got any fun facts that you would like me to share on Kon's couch, and I'd love to do so.
Fun stuff. All right, off season.
Did he make the turbo putt? Is that what I?
Oh yeah,
Steve Quest did.
Yeah, Steve made that.
because
he made the turbo. He also made the 10-meter brick.
Yeah, that's also Quest.
I see, man. We need more guys in disc golf nowadays that are trying to make turbo putts and 10-meter breaks. Like, it doesn't matter if they sucked. Like, we're trying something, you know? Mm-hmm. Did you guys see what Isaac Robinson posted on his story this weekend? Nope. He had a picture of him holding the Michelin.
Yeah.
And he said, there is a very high chance this goes in my bag this year.
I've always been on the side of
that's a dimpled disc.
Is that's a dimpled one?
Driver.
I've been on the side of history that I don't get why those are so hated.
Why are they
every
hated?
time I throw it? Yeah.
Oh.
Every time I throw one, I'm like, that's actually sick.
They fly very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. No, people hate them.
Well, I think it's just like it doesn't make any like the dimples don't do anything.
Don't they?
Do they?
They work on a golf ball. I don't know if they work.
But you're right. I don't want to say they don't do anything.
Yeah.
The tough part in disc golf is because every mold flies so different, you never know.
Yeah, that is very true.
You literally, there's no way to know if like.
I guess I should say the dimples don't do anything that only dimples could do. Is how I should say.
But prove it.
Maybe.
You definitely don't throw it and go, oh my gosh, the dimple difference.
Yeah.
So, it does feel like it comes out of your hand quicker.
Well, all right, 100 feels the dimple difference.
No, I don't know. But again, is that the mold? That's my thing is the Q-Line DD3, for instance, we know it has more weight in the rim than the center.
Well, it's like...
But when you throw it, you don't know, like, is that just a less stable DD3?
It's like the Ultra Luna. We need battle packs with, like, give us a... I mean, who's this? Latitude. Give us a pure with dimples and a pure without battle pack. You're welcome, Latitude.
Yeah.
Just gave you the best idea of next summer.
Because that's what, whenever I've, like, when I was doing my 30 days of only MVP... That's where I kept landing is like some of these discs fly very straight or go very far for that class, but like, is it just the hex mold that does that?
Yeah.
Well, or is it the gyro?
Well, we've learned that if you cut open some of the MVP discs, they don't actually have much gyroscopic technology, which I don't think is a sham. I think that they just have
That's
some
not what
that
we
they
learned.
We did. He's talking about the
They just measured the full rim, which is not what MVP claims.
You're right. MVP
I forgot. Claims they put more weight to the outside of the rim.
You're right. Okay.
So we didn't learn anything from that.
So we didn't learn anything.
Correct. I don't know if that's convenient. That makes sense. The overmold isn't the full rim.
Well, I also wouldn't have any problem if some of their discs are extreme differences between center and flight plate, or flight plate and rim, and then some of them are more just like a normal disc, but it's still overmolded because that's their thing. Like I don't that wouldn't bother me.
No, yeah, and I'm still on
doesn't, like,
team.
Tear down my mental image of MVP.
If we cut the overmold off and the weight dispersion of the rim isn't there, then I'm on team. We got you MVP. But people who are jumping the team, we got you MVP because the flight plate to rim weight isn't. That's not what they're claiming. Their claim is the outer rim, which makes sense too, because the farther you can get weight out, the more gyroscopic it would be. My argument is always, does any of that matter? I don't know, because is it the mold, or is like, does MVP just have fantastic molds and really consistent? Because we know they have really consistent manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
As a retailer who gets a bunch of discs in
and amazing
from a bunch
plastic.
of different companies, MVP is probably one of, if not the most consistent. You open the box, you feel a volt, you know it's a volt.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, oh, this might be a flippy volt. It's like, yeah, this is a neutron volt, feels like a neutron volt, feels like it always feels the same. So is it just that and their molds are good, or is there something to it?
I don't know.
And unfortunately, we won't know unless MVP makes a non-gyro version of these discs. But then at that, they have to have a different mold.
I wonder how hard.
Which then it's like, well, now is it just this mold?
I wonder how hard it would be to separate an overmold like perfectly.
Probably pretty
hard. You could probably pop it off somehow.
You think?
Maybe with like certain heat conditions, like the overmold heats up at a different rate than
and you
the
like
rim,
drive a screwdriver
or the
in
plate rather, and like so one of them gets malleable before the other one, and you can. I don't know.
Because I mean, the fuse, whatever they use to fuse it together, could be stronger than the actual plastics. That's the case with wood glue.
They just use wood glue.
Maybe they just use wood glue.
They try to break. If you try to break two things that are wood glued together, then the wood will break before the glue does. So maybe it's the same thing with discs. Because I hear they just super glue them together.
Is that what you hear?
That's the next. Well, I was gonna save that fun fact for next week.
Oh.
But gyro is just two things glued together.
I'm sure in MVP's
Josh Alcock told me that.
in MVP's crazy advanced warehouse, they got a robot super gluing the outer rim. That would
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't think that quite lines up, Con. But hey, you know what?
It's actually PVC cement.
If you whatever you want to claim. All right, off season, we just have a few, no big moves by any means yet. I do think this kind of tells us one story because Prodigy has come out with their promotions to the core team, which their core team is essentially one of their more like, you get a Tour Series disc if you're on the core team. I think a lot of times they have a slightly higher team, but I remember correctly a few years ago, the core team was like, this is the team their players were on.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Remember. Well, who does Prodigy have?
No one. That's kind of my point.
Okay.
The story this tells us is that Prodigy still isn't going to go into the pro player market. That's kind of been Prodigy's thing, is once Will took over, they let Kevin Jones go to Innova with that whole deal. That was last year. And then they just kind of have like Luke Humphreys is their big guy. And they just kind of have some role players, and then they do stuff with media influencers, and they are just trying to rebuild. So this story, this tells me, is that Prodigy is still in that phase going into this year. So when we're looking at other player movement, we probably won't consider Prodigy as an option. It's kind of where my head goes, because their core team promotions, we have Noah Higgins, Joa Fletcher, Dylan
Here we go.
Capacioli.
Sure, that's how I would say it.
Capicoli.
Capicoli, you think?
Definitely not Capicoli.
I don't think so. There's double
Capicola.
C-I-O-L-I.
Probably not Capacioli, but at least that's
At
least that's how it looks.
I also did discover
Definitely
there is
Italian.
an Ida and an Ida. Ida's the one we always talk about, Latomaki.
Yeah.
Ida's the other one that was on the first Rookie of the Year.
So
She's
really-
just IDA.
So it could have been Ida 1.
Then
Either
we have
one.
Jesse Longnecker.
Nice.
So those
Nice.
are the promotions to Prodigy's core team. So obviously they're going to be getting like some Tour Series and stuff like that. But again, I think the bigger story here is more just Prodigy, in my opinion, is still in the rebuilding phase. So when we do see players moving, or we're thinking about players moving, if it's a big name, I don't think Prodigy's really on the table.
Yeah,
kind of what I'm
fair
reading.
To say. That's fair to say, Hunt.
We also have a 1-year extension for Heidi Line with Westside. Probably butchered that name too while I'm at it.
No,
No,
you got
Line
it.
is
Hunt.
correct.
You got
Then we
it.
have this one I know I've messed up, and I'm going to try it again. Anelli Togias-Monaste.
Once again,
Sounds
sounded
good.
great.
I don't
Sounds
think it's
good.
right, because I think that's how I,
I think
did
it's
it last
Annalie.
time. Is it Annalie?
I think it's Annalie. I think that's the one where Paul texted
But if
us.
I hit Togias-Monaste,
I think you did good with that.
then I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
She got promoted to team champion for Innova. So team star is like Innova's highest, team champion's right below. So this also does mean Tour Series disc and stuff like that.
Heck
so
yeah.
Is
they
Team
promoted her.
DX the lower one?
I don't think they
They
have.
should, dude. That would be sick
they have
if
a
it
Team
just was
DX.
like all their plastics.
And then the final
yeah, I'm
one,
on Team R Pro Glow.
the final one to announce is Andrew Fish has another extension with Discraft. So it's 10 year in a row.
The
10 year in a
Fish.
row. He's still not he's not an elite team
Right
player as
on.
far as this shows, I don't believe. Which makes sense. I don't think he fully tours, but Fish staying with Discraft. So no huge moves or no huge top 10 player announcement type things yet, but we're starting to see as we hit December
Getting close here.
players starting to announce.
Yeah, I just heard her pronounce her name.
Yeah,
And it's Anelli.
Anelli. So I was
Anelli.
right.
You were right then.
I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
There you have
Hunt.
it.
1 win Hunter.
Yeah, I think I want to say
I am now 1 in 35 on pronouncing
Oh,
names.
why-
Let me
Eliza
fact check this
Minnelli.
because that might mean that Paul was wrong because I think he was the one.
Well, someone sent it to us and told me I pronounced it wrong. And when I heard it, my problem was it sounded in my ears how I said it. And I was like, that means I'll never be able to pronounce it right. Because it sounds to me like I pronounced it right,
Yeah.
which means I'm just screwed.
I
Yeah.
looked up her in
Honestly,
the bag.
I don't even know what the heck
and
he was
she
trying to
says
get
her
across
name
to me.
in the
So,
bag.
Hunter's
Nice
right.
job, Sai.
Well,
Sai,
again,
the
I think
name
the-
checker.
I think the problem I've had before is that a name sounds to me the way I say it, which means when I say it out loud, I say it different than it sounds to me. So therefore, I mispronounce it, but I'll never be able to pronounce it right because it sounds right.
It's
to me.
like whenever you try to convince somebody who says pen and pen the same way.
Me.
Pen
I
and
say
pen.
pen and
yeah,
pen.
is that you? Yeah. Then it's like this just won't click. It's
it
just
doesn't
not going to happen.
because I just hear them both pen. Like I hear them both when you say
See, like
them to
I'll
me,
give
I don't
everybody,
hear a
I'll give
difference.
everybody an example. Hunter, say the thing you write with pen.
Pen.
Okay, now say like a clothespin.
Pen. I put safety pins in
And
when
what do kids draw with?
crayons.
Oh, you do say that.
I'm crayons guy.
You're not a crown guy.
It depends on
I'm
the
a crayon
circumstance,
guy.
but typically
I'm
not.
crayon.
Yeah,
Paul
I'm
Crayons.
Yeah,
I'm a crayon.
Crayon. Yeah.
I say crayon.
Really, I kind of mirror whoever I'm talking to.
Fair enough.
Because if someone's like, "Oh, Hunter, can you pass me that crown?" I'll probably end up saying crown next time.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never said crown. That has never been something that's like
crown makes sense.
wanted
to me.
to come
I see
out
how
of me.
people get there.
I see how somebody gets to all of them. I
Yeah.
just say crayon.
But anyways, I use a safety pin to put my bib on for a race, right? And then I also sign it with a pen.
I think you might have.
That's
was
not
actually
that
bad.
I
crazy.
think you actually did it
Yeah,
correctly.
that time
just
was
now.
actually good.
Never
I'm
mind.
the goat.
Bad example by
I'm the
Konner.
goat.
That
There we
was
go.
Con's corner.
If you ever need someone to pronounce something, DM me. I'm open.
He might be the best pronunciator we've ever seen.
Some are
Okay,
saying it.
Punishment idea. At some point, the punishment is you have to read through the entire European Disc Golf Pro Tour standings, and each time you pronounce one wrong, like we have like a Finnish person or somebody from that region that would know all the pronunciations, and each time you get one wrong, you get like shot called or something.
Well, but I do think you have to factor in a Southern accent.
Yeah, well, no, I agree. But
I also
like,
think
how
Hunter.
much
it's like if
does-
you say Ida and it was Ida, that's
Sure,
just
that
obviously
one's
wrong.
messed up.
But I think Hunter just wouldn't agree with the expert we have. He'd be
No.
like, well,
Yeah,
how do
like,
you know?
"No, that just can't be it. Like,
No,
how
but
do
I'm
you
saying
get
like
there?
a Nelly, for instance.
Yeah.
If I'm saying a Nelly and it's actually like now, if it's actually if
Here
I'm
we
saying
go.
a Nelly and it's actually a Nelly or something, sure,
Yeah.
that's fair.
You're-
But if it's
yeah.
just like instead of a Nelly and then it's just like I mean I don't know how to get
Don't
it
try
across
to
because
do
I
that.
have a Southern.
Anna Lee.
No, because that's
Anna
completely
Lee.
different. That's completely different. Like you get what I'm saying?
I
though?
get what you're saying.
If like there's some
Okay.
words
People have
that you just
accents.
say it in like
No
a Southern
shot collar.
It's like
No
if you were
shot
trying to
collar.
say a Spanish word and you couldn't roll any of your R's. Like,
Yeah,
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 that's
sure.
what you're saying.
That type thing where it's just like if I don't say it in the right accent,
Right.
because also it's kind of like
You're going to the
don't
shock.
want to say I don't know if you're speaking Spanish. There's two ways to go.
Sometimes
right?
it
I can
feels
say
like you're-
"Hola, cómo está," and it's like that doesn't sound
Or
good.
you could go
but then if
for
you
it.
try to go and do like a Mexican
Hola.
like accent, that also doesn't sound good.
Sometimes it's like feels like you're pandering.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you never know the line to go because you don't want to
You
it's a
point.
nightmare. Basically,
That was
if
fun
you don't want to be
diversity
in
with
my
the boys.
shoes, never start a podcast. And then
True.
you won't have to worry about it.
At least don't start one that covers European sports.
Yeah,
We're a European podcast. Think about that.
something to think about. Fandom survey. Ulti World always does this every year. They have people take the survey at the end of the year
this our
and they
first
slowly
drop?
roll it out. This is the first drop.
All right.
We have the first announcement is which pros do people root for and against?
Ooh,
So this is basically-
This is
fun.
not really. I think there's usually like one or two surprises in this, but it's like, oh, people still like Simon. And
Yeah,
I'm
so-
interested to hear if
Shocker.
people actually root against people because I kind of feel like that part of the sport's dead.
Oh, they do.
So we've got first thing is the average fandom score, which this isn't. So there's two parts of it. There's the average fandom score, which is just asked about a bunch of players, and it's like, how do you feel about this player? And you
Yeah.
rank them from like 0 to
Right.
10. And then there's the which is your favorite player,
Right.
which then you just pick one.
Because like if you lead an average fandom, it means you're just generally likable, but you might not be the most favorited player.
Correct.
Whereas I like to see the players that are super polarizing, where a ton of people have them as their favorite and a ton of people have them
Yeah.
as their least favorite.
So
which is usually Gannon.
the two highest fandom scores here is Simon Lizotte, number one. Makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Everyone
Okay,
loves Simon.
He's still there. All
Yeah.
right.
8.5.
I feel
average
Who
fandom
doesn't
score.
like him?
I feel
You
comforted
know?
by that.
Number 2, Silva Saarinen.
Which once again,
8.3.
I'll say this makes sense because who is going to say, "Oh, Silva, yeah, I don't like her." Like, she's just kind of quiet and likable.
Then we have Calvin, and
Yeah.
then Kristen,
Okay.
and then Nate Sexton, and then
Okay.
Scoggins.
I'll say what's most surprising about this list is you go down a few and AB pops up because that whole first slew of players are all the very agreeable, likable people. AB on the course is very quiet, but like his like the way he dresses and like
I think he's
presents
polarizing.
himself
Yeah.
is a little more polarizing,
Mhm.
but he's very high on this list, which would
He comes
which
in
would
at
indicate
7.73.
that
which we can look
this
at
survey
his-
he must have done very well.
We can look at his distribution somewhere down here. I can type in a player. Yeah, so I can go.
He must
Barella.
not have had many people who dislike him.
So
No, he's very
he
high
has
favorite.
1% at a 0, 10% basically are neutral at a 5, and 26% rate him as a 10.
Yeah.
Um,
I was curious to see if he would have been more polarizing.
Bottom of the
Clearly
list of the most polarizing players, you have Natalie Ryan, Nico LaCastro, Joel Freeman, Drew Gibson, Emerson Keith,
Hammer Daddy.
Haley King. I don't really feel like that bottom part ever really changes. Emerson Keith, I think he might not have been in there last year. He's the only one from that bottom list that I'm like, he stands out a little bit.
Well, you also have to remember, too, that like at the very bottom of this list, you have some people, for instance, Grady Shue.
Yes.
People don't hate Grady Shue. I bet his distribution is all 5 out of 10. Nobody knows anything about Grady Shue.
When they put this out, they did say like a Mason Ford, I think, is another good one, where the 5 is like, I don't feel either way about these players.
Yeah.
So you have a Mason Ford at 5.58, but he comes in with 36% out of 5, and then 13% at 6. Like basically 2% don't like Mason Ford. Very few people.
we gotta
versus like let's look at
that has a high dislike. That's like really confusing.
Like Drew Gibson, 18% or 5, 13% give him a 0, and 4%. So he has a much more like he's closer to what you think.
He's honestly one of the more balanced ones.
Let's look at Natalie Ryan. Yeah, Natalie, 43% give them a 0, and 6% give them a 10, and the majority are not majority, 17% are at a 5.
Majority
so
0%,
43%, or 0 score. So that's kind of where, like, when you get to the bottom, it's very true. Around that 5 number just means you aren't really making any moves. No, like people just don't really care either way.
Yeah.
Another thing that they pointed out that this is very interesting, Gannon Burr and Paul Kranz both have a 6.64 fandom distribution score, but Paul is more on the a lot of people don't know about him / slightly like him. So his has a lot of 5s, not a lot of 10s, versus Gannon has 22% almost, 21% give him a 10, but he has almost 6% give him a 0.
His isn't too bad, though. I thought Gannon's might be a little bit more towards the low end because there's a lot of Gannon haters out there. What is Cole Redolence? I noticed he was towards the bottom. I'm curious to see if he has haters or just bounced.
Yeah, Cole's 27%. He had or 5. 8% give him a 10, and 5% give him a 0. So, I mean, slightly more than some of the other players we're looking at. But as we scroll down, so now you have the change in average fandom score.
This is what I want to see, the most disliked.
Well, so this isn't quite there yet.
We're not there yet.
Change in average fandom score. So Ben Calloway increased his by 0.85. Ezra Aderhold increased his by 0.77.
Guys that won tournaments for the
this
first
is an interesting
time,
one for me. Aaron Gossage increased his by 0.5, even though obviously the Gossage scandals of the years.
That happened after these surveys went out, right?
All of this stuff?
I think
people were complaining. People were complaining about
Gossage
whining all year.
Oh,
as far as like his course design and stuff like that.
Really?
But I think that.
But I feel like after the unfortunate stuff that happened to him on the course,
USDGC.
No, I think that
Tour Championship
that possibly could have got him more people like
this was done before that.
He felt like a victim.
Yeah, this survey comes out pretty early.
This is pre that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying online wise, you actually saw more. I feel like Aaron Gossage dislike this year. But I think what this shows is if people are talking about you, that's a good thing majority of the time.
Yeah.
Because it's like
more people know about you.
The more people know about you, and if people dislike you, that means there's also people that like you. That's just how it kind of works. If you're polarized and you got it on both sides. So Gossage's score actually increased. He's up to a 7.31. Because Ben Calloway's went up 0.85, but he just jumped from 5.6, which basically means no one had any opinion to him, to a 6.4, which basically means
he also retired.
People kind of like him. The people who slipped, Matty O went down 0.5.
Didn't have spotlight this year.
Kyle Klein went down 0.5.
That one's interesting.
Joey Buckets 0.5 down. Eliezer Midling 0.5 down. Cole Redolin 0.48 down. So
the interesting one there is Kristen.
Yeah, went down. No, we'll get to Kristen in a second. There's more interesting stuff from Kristen.
Okay.
But yeah, Kristen went down 0.42. So she dropped from 8.58 to 8.15. Yeah. And then we go to favorite players. So 19% of people say Simon Lizotte is their favorite player.
Okay.
15% say Calvin Heimberg. 9.2% say Paul Macbeth. 8.4% say Anthony Barella. And rounding out the top 5, we have 7.89% say Niklas Antila. So that's where this comes in. Gannon Burr is next at 7.35, and then you have a pretty big drop down to Ricky at 4.8.
Yeah.
So the surprising to me is Niklas over Gannon as favorite player. I'd imagine that might be some of like Europeans taking this over Americans, as far as like a lot of Americans are going to choose Simon, Calvin, Paul. And I feel like a lot of Europeans would choose Niklas. But I just think if you're Discmania looking at this, you got a guy who's absolutely dominant and Gannon losing to Niklas as far as what people like. And maybe Discmania already knows that. But because I'd be curious how that converts to sales. But shout out Silas Schultz, last one on the list at 0.33% of people say he's their favorite.
Let's go. The Instagram presence, man.
Yeah, that 0.33. So now change in percentage. This is an interesting one. So Anthony Barella had the biggest increase by a considerable amount of who's people who think they're his favorite. He's their favorite. Jeez. At 4.3% increase. You also saw Ezra Aderhole with a 2.6%, Nicklaus with a 2.5%, and Gannon with a 1.6%. So big changes there. Simon actually dropped by 4%. Ricky dropped by 3.7%. Calvin dropped by 3.3%. And then, Matty O, pretty irrelevant this year. He dropped by 2.5%. Because if you remember, like last year, obviously Matty O had the win and everything, but Matty O was kind of like, we called him like the modern Nate Sexton, where it's just like, he has all these fans. Everyone loves him. He's Mr. Consistent. This year, you just never heard of him.
Yeah.
You went like the whole year, and this is the most we've talked about Matty O, I feel like.
I don't even think I've said his name.
So yeah, I think that kind of plays into this, where just not like, I don't think he did anything to make people not like him. It's just like he wasn't that relevant this year.
Yeah.
I miss
you
him
can only
being
pick one
relevant,
favorite
though.
player. So
I loved Matty O. He was a good time.
But this makes sense to me. AB with the big jump. This felt like a big year for AB. And you know, now over in FPO, we still have Kristen dominating at 27%. Silva's in second at 17%.
Silva must have jumped a ton.
Owns at 11%, and then we have a drop down to Evelina and Anakin at 5.9 and 5%. Before we get to
it's crazy to see
Catman.
how low Missy and Paige and Holland all three sit on that list.
Yeah, people do not consider them their favorite FPO player.
That's interesting.
By any means. Now, if we look at the change in percentage, this is where things get crazy. Silva jumped 13%, but Kristen fell 17.4%.
And those are really the only
She's just not
changes
really,
to mention.
She's not really a player anymore.
Again, the retirement happened later in the year.
That's true. So that's interesting.
I think this survey is more Kristen's dominance was falling as Silva
you also have another
that,
European player too, so they're taking some of that market share.
Yeah, it's not that people like her less; it's that they're starting to like others as well. So that makes sense.
Because again, you do have to think Kristen is still 27% of the survey takers' favorite player.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they say it in here, but they say it at some point of like, basically, if you're the bigger percentage you have, the bigger percentage you can lose.
Yeah.
So why Kristen is able to lose so much is because she had such a giant lead.
I mean, the fact that she had, what did she have, like 40%, over 40%?
No, because this isn't a direct, this is a 17% loss.
Relation to, okay.
So it's probably 30-some.
I got you.
30-some%, if I had to guess what last year was. And similarly, think Silva had a 13% gain. That doesn't mean she just increased by 13%. But yeah, so that was a big swing, though. Silva Saarinen to Kristen. And it'll be interesting next year, because like Brody Smith not on this list anymore. Will Kristen not be on this list next year?
Shouldn't
because
be.
I think it'll be interesting. Kristen obviously is retired. She's not playing. I think that if she was on the list, she would still be people's favorite player next year.
Yeah, if they don't really know what the point of the list is. I guess. I don't know. I guess you can have a favorite player who's retired.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Are they a
pointless.
player?
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I
not a
don't
player anymore.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think if she was on the list,
I don't think
people would
wrong.
still say like she's my favorite.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
but
I would imagine next year's survey, Kristen won't be on the list.
Yeah.
So it'll probably look pretty similar. Just be Silva dominates.
Well,
I'm actually surprised
Silva might grab
Own
50% of the votes.
isn't higher. I'm surprised Own isn't second or even pushing. Like she's lost to Silva by 6%.
Yeah,
and it feels like Own has more market share. But yeah, the biggest surprise is definitely the Missy Paige Holland in the middle there. I wanted to see there was one other, the Missy Paige Holland, there was one other stat somewhere in here. I got to find it.
How far back does the survey go? Because like that stat in particular, the Paige Pierce one, like if you could go back to 2021 or 2020.
I think they've done it a few years.
Like Paige Pierce had to have had a very large percentage.
I'll go try to find it. But
to say 3%.
Other storylines hidden in the distribution. So this is back to fandom survey changes or like overall fandom score. Sorry. So how you feel about players. These 5 players with the greatest division in fandom was. So this is the greatest separation as far as like a lot of people like them, a lot of people dislike them. Number 1, Gannon Burr. That makes sense. 2, 3, 4, 5, all FPO players. Paige Pierce, number 2. People who like her, dislike her. Kat Merch, number 3. Holland Handley, number 4.
That's so fascinating.
Ella Hansen, number 5.
Holland Handley does not, to me, come off as a very polarizing player.
I think that it's still people holding on to Throw Pink.
Oh, maybe.
Of last year. Because if you say something about Holland Handley online, people will still throw out.
Was that last year or 2 years ago at this point?
I think it was last year.
I don't remember.
Well, it wasn't this past one. I think it was one before that. But if you say something, like, people will still throw out, like, well, she's a cheater. So it's like, I don't.
Wait,
I'm still
what was
on
that
the
about
side.
again?
That was where her disc never crossed in bounds, but she took it up there.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You can't call someone a cheater unless you know for certain they were intentionally cheating.
Yeah, no, that was 2023.
So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so this was 2 ago.
To me, I think that's the only reason people hold on to it. I don't know though. I could be wrong. I know if you say something. I still am on team.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm still on team, like, you can't accuse someone of being a cheater unless you know. Like, if someone pencil whipped, right? Like, if someone says, like, they changed their score intentionally, sure, call them a cheater. But, like, or if a disc is clearly out of bounds and, like, whatever. But they're staying in angle wise, I could see her thinking it crossed in. I could see that argument to be made. So I'm not willing to say she's a cheater. Years later, still my stance is the same. But I do think that probably plays into it some.
Good.
Okay,
Definitely good.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know what else. Like, let's actually look at her.
What else?
I don't know what else you dislike her for.
What else are people passionate about there?
Well, she doesn't really have many people that dislike her. I think that
is it just because
she may have had a lot of distribution, but it's between 5 and 10. I think that was a misleading thing that you wrote there.
Yeah. Well, she's number 4 on the distribution. Most distribution.
Yeah.
People just don't care about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more that people are neutral. That makes a lot more sense.
Let's look at Missy.
Missy
people just don't care about her. It just sounds crazy.
Let's look at Paige. It is wild to look at this of just like.
I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of this effect comes from guys that don't watch FPO as well. They're just going to put 5s down a lot.
But like 5 is only 17% for Paige.
But
it's not like Paige does have 6% at 0.
Though.
Yeah, but it's
I think that could just be an effect of, like, if I'm taking the survey and I don't.
But like, if I don't watch much FPO, but I follow disc golf enough to take this survey, the players I'm hearing the names of the most are Holland, Missy.
Right, but if you hear the name, it doesn't mean you like them. You just know about that they won.
Let's look at Kristen.
I guess.
Yeah, Kristen dominates the 10. What did Silva? Because Silva jumped up here, right? Well, also, Silva absolutely dominates, 40%. She's new this year.
That is true.
So that goes against that line of thought.
Well, not entirely.
Well, if you watch disc golf enough for Silva to take this huge jump, then you had to have seen Holland and Missy.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, if on this survey there were a percentage of people that followed FPO closely and Silva dominates that percentage, but then the rest of the voters are going to vote more in the neutral.
But this is what I'm saying is 40% of survey takers, 40% of them gave Silva a 10.
Mm-hmm.
They have to watch FPO this year.
So I'm saying, what if...
So where do those 40%
What if 70% of people that took the survey are people that follow FPO, and then 40% went to Silva?
Yeah, I'm saying, where does that 40% go with Missy and Holland, who you're saying the majority don't watch FPO? Where do they go among
the people that don't really watch? That's what I'm saying they probably are more of the 5s out of 10s.
But do you see what I'm saying? How Silva has 40% gave her a 10. I'm saying for someone to give her a 10, they have to watch FPO this year.
That's not technically true, but yes. Okay, I get the line.
Well, because she didn't really exist last year.
She won 5 times.
But like it was that Europe stretch. She didn't win. Like she had the biggest increase this year.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. She had the best play this year increase.
Yeah.
So I would say like that's a lot of people who watched FPO this year.
Right.
So my question is, if that's true, where does this 21% increase of Silva, where does that go in Missy and Holland? Because you're saying the majority of people don't watch it, so they're giving them 5s.
No, not the majority. No. I said I think it could be realistic that like 70% of the people watch FPO, maybe 30% don't, and they're the ones throwing it like throwing more of the neutral. Like it could be like that.
But then why is Silva? My whole question is, why is Silva only getting 8% of 5s? Holland's getting 18. Missy's getting 15. Like, why is Silva's looking so different in that case? Because you would think if I haven't watched disc golf,
because everybody has a total percentage of votes, and a higher percentage of her votes went to the higher. Like I'm saying, of the people that follow disc golf, she got more of the 10s. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So where do those people go with Missy and Paige in them? As I'm asking.
The people that follow disc golf.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I don't anywhere in that upper distribution. I have no idea.
But I'm just saying, like that just is confusing to me.
Listen, I don't know. All I was saying is I think there's a possibility that a lot of the FPO players have higher 5 scores because there could get votes in the 5 from people who don't watch FPO. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree with that line of thought until I see Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Because why wouldn't she also get a higher number of 5s?
because of the people, because you can only have a certain amount of votes, and of the amount of votes she got more people that follow disc golf and gave her a 10 because you can only vote one per person. So there's just less votes to be able to be thrown at a 5.
Not clicking, but we're moving on.
Okay.
Next up, we have fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia. We're out of these messages.
Did we not? I guess that was the most polarizing. I just wanted to hear who the most hated players were.
We did that. Natalie, Drew, Joel
okay,
Freeman.
That was that.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So let's see here. Here we go. Okay, this is a game called Which Company Made That Old Mold?
Love it.
Ooh.
Like black mold, toxic mold.
Asbestos.
Could be.
Asbestos. Oh, man. Asbestos sounds like a doomsday disc. I'm
No,
locking doomsday.
It does.
You only have 3
don't think
choices
it's-
for this game: DGA, Discraft, or Innova.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
those are 3 companies that were making molds that had somewhat ambiguous names and have been around for a long time. I think
Mhm.
all these discs predate like 1990, early 1990s. Okay, the way we'll do this is we will
You said
go,
Innova, Discraft, DGA?
yeah, we'll go Silas and Konner versus Hunter here.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Because like,
Hunter
Hunter,
let's do
will,
it.
Hunter will,
Yeah.
will probably know more of
That
this.
makes sense.
Maybe he won't, but
Maybe you won't.
3 people is just a lot to keep track of. Okay, so we have, I think there's like 9 in total of these. Hunter, we'll do, we'll just ask you both at the same time. Okay, the first one is called the Streamliner.
The Streamliner.
That
sounds like...
Discraft.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is this like a who gets there first, or
No.
just your
No, if you
confident answer?
both think it's the same thing, you know.
The Streamliner. That also kind of feels DGA-y. If Hunter's gonna say Discraft, I think we should just say DGA Silas just to separate ourselves.
But what if he's right?
Then he would
Good
win.
Okay, let's say DGA.
Hold on, Streamliner. I've never.
Oh, let's say DGA.
I like
Come on,
DGA
come on.
because I feel like I've heard of a lot of old Discraft molds, and I've never heard of that.
It is DGA.
Let's go, Con.
The next one is
go.
the Coupe.
Oh, that's Innova. I shouldn't have said it so confident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to.
I know.
just-
you gotta
I know
say
it's.
Innova.
I know it's Innova.
Well, then we're gonna.
We
go
can do a
Innova.
type lock-in system if
No,
you guys want to keep it a
that's
little
for
more
sure.
low-key.
Because this was the
It is
Innova mold
Innova.
that we had never heard of. They told us about it at USDGC. Someone said
Oh.
something about the Innova Coupe, and we're like, "What?"
I would have said that anyway because it sounds more like their naming scheme, but I definitely Hunter said it very confident.
Yeah, I would have
so.
said it too, definitely.
I keep forgetting that this isn't. I got to say it first
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
We then have the Classic Ace.
Gotta be Discraft.
All right, we're going Discraft. I love
I
it, Sai.
think I'm gonna just go DGA.
It's Innova.
Oh,
Classic Ace.
I know they did have a disc.
I mean, it
called
makes
the
sense.
Ace.
Classic rock, classic Ace.
Yeah,
They had,
that was
they
kinda
had
the
an
hint.
Ace.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Cruiser.
Oh, that's
Discraft.
Gotta be
yeah, it's
Discraft.
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 I almost said it super confidently.
He hasn't.
It's Discraft.
he hasn't done a Discraft one yet.
Well, it's for sure Discraft.
It is Discraft. Next, we have the Super Drive.
I'll just go DGA.
Sounds like DGA.
Okay, what else do DGA?
It is DGA.
Let's go.
Two in a row.
It does sound like DGA. Super Drive. That-
Next,
What about the Super Bass?
next we have the Deuce.
The Deuce.
I had really never heard of this one.
Oh no, I dropped my deuce.
Yeah, I mean, how many times was that getting
I'm gonna
overused?
drop a deuce here.
I think it's
Yeah.
Innova.
He wants the Innova.
They're up by 1 on me, right?
Deuce.
Yeah.
Deuce kind of
I'll
sounds.
just go Discraft.
It kind of sounds DGA, but I like Silas's confidence. I'm going Innova.
It's Discraft.
Hey,
Ooh.
Tied
Tied
up
up.
with 3 to go.
Tied up.
Next, we have the Eclipse.
Oh,
Ooh.
I think that's Discraft.
I don't want to say that confidently, but I want to say Discraft.
I think it's Discraft.
I believe I know of that disc.
Is that where you guys are both going?
Yeah,
Discraft?
Yeah, but I
Yes.
feel we're wrong.
That is correct.
Okay.
Let's go.
Next, we have the Lynx.
That is
I'll say
Innova.
DGA.
How's that spelled?
LYNX. Are you
Yeah,
typing
Innova.
it into a search engine?
No.
No, it is important
Oh,
because it could
no,
be.
that is
yeah,
different. I was
said
thinking
Innova.
LINKS.
Yeah.
I'll go.
It's
Well,
Innova.
I said DGA. I'll just stick
I like
with it.
Innova.
It's Innova.
It is Innova.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's an animal.
Well,
or,
yeah,
or
no. As soon as
creature.
I was thinking links, like golf links, I was like, that seems like
Yeah.
something DGA would do. But then when he
Mm.
spelt it, I was gonna switch, but that felt unfair.
Finally, and this is a really old disc here, we have the Hooker.
I think that is
That's
DGA.
Yeah, it's DGA.
DGA.
You guys had a pretty good nose for that. pretty good nose. A lot. I mean,
that was fun.
And keep in mind, the ones I picked were the least obvious. Like there are some that are really obvious which company had made them.
What's interesting about that, what it shows is that like even going back like way back to those companies' origins, it's still you can still guess their naming scheme.
Yeah, the only ones that were
even
really
though
tough
a lot of those
were
weren't like in the naming scheme, it still felt like that company.
The Deuce was probably the toughest one. There.
What was that one again?
That was Discraft.
That was Yeah, that one was the toughest one because that didn't sound Discrafty.
Yeah, I'd never heard of such a thing. Anywho,
Disc Golf Fanatic came out most watched disc golf tournaments 2025. Basically, they reached out to Disc Golf Pro Tour directly and just were like, "Hey, can you just give us the top 15 most viewed events on DGN?" And they did. They gave it to them.
I respect that.
So this is 15 most watched disc golf tournaments of 2025 on DGN.
That's fun.
So they had 25 total events with 4 majors and MPO and FPO. But number 1 overall, Pro Worlds. No surprise there, I don't think.
Not even close.
Number 2, Champions Cup comes in at number 2. Something to think about
I'm
here.
actually happy that that's the case.
Yeah, major. You'll see all 4 majors are on this list. The 3rd major, USDGC, comes in all the way down at 7th, but
Paywall.
You do have to be, I believe, a DGN Pro member.
Same with the European Disc Golf Festival.
Was that the same for European Disc Golf
believe
Festival?
so.
I didn't know if that was just a time of day.
Maybe
type
that needs to
situation.
be fact checked, but I'm pretty sure that was.
I don't know if that's
that
true.
might have also been a.
I don't know how to fact check that. But I know USDGC, you do have to be a pro.
I'll look into it.
So that comes in at number 7 because number 15 is the European Disc Golf Festival. That's where the 4th major hits. And I didn't know if that was a situation of it came in 2 weeks before and before Worlds. And it's just like the time difference. I don't know. Because obviously a lot of DGN watchers, not a lot of disc golf watchers, but a lot of DGN watchers are Americans. And when you're looking at a European event, you do have to factor that in. Something like Worlds is going to break through that. But European Disc Golf Festival.
It's exclusively on Pro.
So Pro,
Yeah.
So DGN Pro exclusive for the European Disc Golf Festival and USDGC, which still was able to beat a lot of Pro
I
Tour
think that at
events.
least tells us that, like, okay, look at how much more popular USDGC was because they were both on that in that paywall.
Well, but you do have to factor if I'm going to pay extra and I have to get up at 4 a.m. to watch FPO. Or I have to stay up till 1 a.m. if on the West Coast to watch FPO.
It's true.
9 a.m., I actually kind of enjoy the MPO side of like,
I don't hate it.
I get up and disc golf's already on. I do enjoy that side, but there's no way for me to watch FPO live unless I get up. And typically what would happen is I'd wake up around 6 and I'd watch like the back 9 of FPO or the last few holes of FPO. And then if, depending on what happened score-wise, I'd be like, what the heck happened? I'd have to go back and watch the Jomez or just fast forward the DGN. But anyways, 3rd, this one actually surprises me. Open at Austin. 3rd, Disc Golf Pro Tour Plus.
Early in the season, yeah. But it's interesting is like you got to go quite a bit further down the list to get to the season opener.
Yeah.
Did Open at Austin come? Were they 2nd though? Because is that like the Pro Tour started this week? I'll make sure to watch it next week situation.
Good question. Let's see. Schedule 2025.
I could totally see that being the case.
We went
I feel like it was
All-Star, Supreme Flight, Waco, Open at
Austin. Interesting.
So it was the 3rd event on the list there.
That's fascinating.
Ledgestone comes in at
Waco
number
is on
4. And then D-Glow comes in at number 5. So Ledgestone, D-Glow, 4-5. It is the plus event right after the 2 majors.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, is that factored
you
the
get
extra day? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that factored in? Probably.
Well, I'll say if it is, that shows you like how the heck did Music City. First of all, how the heck did Music City beat out MVP, and then how do you beat out Northwest, which is a plus event with an extra day?
Yeah.
Music City is the weirdest thing on that list.
What was the?
We were there.
What was the finish of Music City? That was the Kristen Silva battle.
Yeah.
What was the MPO finish?
Wait,
It was interesting.
It got pushed back because of weather or something, right? What did it get canceled? What
no,
happened?
it didn't get canceled.
Didn't they play
Gannon and Austin
did they
time.
Oh, they ended up doing a cut, right? Because of the
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the like
cut.
finish around in the other day.
Heck
Yeah,
of tornadoes.
But-
That is the weirdest thing on that list for me.
Music City is 6th.
Yeah.
So it beats out because then MVP Open is 8th, Waco is 9th, Northwest, the other plus event, 10th, Pro Tour Championship 11th.
It's another
Supreme Flight-
4-day event, but also that's encouraging.
Supreme Flight 12, Kansas City 13, Idlewild 14, European Disc Golf Festival 15.
So is this just top 15? That's not every event.
It's just top 15.
So
there's 25 some events.
What is the weirdest outlier? I feel like that's what we need to look at.
The weirdest
next.
one that's not
like,
on here?
Which one we're surprised? I mean, because Music City beating out MVP and multiple plus events is insane. Obviously, Preserved again. Des Moines, not on there. That's kind of interesting.
Well, so if you go down, they have the first round YouTube stats for all of them, I believe. So total views. And if you go by total views, Des Moines comes in all the way down here, the Discmania Challenge, 71,000 total views on, this is YouTube first round is what I'm talking now. So it barely beat out Northwest's first round.
On the list, as was Waco.
Yeah, but...
Oh, yeah, GMC didn't make
the Waco, no first round views.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it wasn't live on YouTube first round.
And then it made the list anyways.
Well, it made this list was on DGN. So this is just DGN numbers.
They're not counting the YouTube.
Yeah, this is just DGN numbers. So that is something to factor. Waco is probably higher on this list because why was Waco not on YouTube? Did something happen there? Am I forgetting something?
I have no idea.
That's weird.
What made them? What was everything supposed to be first round YouTube this year?
Everything else was, it seems. The only ones that weren't were Waco, European Disc Golf Festival, Green Mountain. Those are the only three that he has
Green
a zero
Mountain was
at.
Playoffs, so I don't know about Waco.
There's only one
Maybe
that's zero.
went
But
wrong.
other playoffs like MVP Open is right up here.
I have no idea, Hunt.
I don't know.
No
That
idea.
is something to be weird, but it does make you question, like, does that boost Waco's numbers on this list? Like, is that why Waco's 9th? Is because it wasn't on YouTube?
Could be. And then the no GMC in that final list either.
But now this is the other thing that's interesting. So most viewed events of the 2025 season, this is YouTube only. Worlds is 1, Supreme Flight is 2. So this is to you the opening of the season.
Yeah.
But Music City Open, 3rd.
I don't know what was going on at Music City. We were
Was
there.
Simon Lizotte on the feature card? Is that as simple as it is?
Or did
MVPs presented?
Did the weather
he
make
definitely
people
was.
more interested in it, you think?
On the opening card.
Yeah,
you're
Simon
saying.
was definitely on the
Gotcha,
opening
gotcha.
card because
Okay.
he was former champ, MVP.
Yes, he definitely was on the
It's
opening
gotta be
card.
why.
That's definitely something to factor in.
Simon
129,000.
bump. That's
USDGC
fascinating.
comes in there, 127,000 total views between FPO and MPO. That's what combined looks like. Because the other thing interesting is you can see the
Also-
boost in FPO. Actually, let's look at the most popular FPO. US Women's is 1, tied with
Also,
Worlds.
Random Turku Open. Well, I guess a lot of the European events are high up there on YouTube. Like Turku, didn't Ezra win that?
Yeah, so we got Champions Cup comes in after USDGC. Turku Open comes in next at 121,000 total. Open at Austin, 119. So Open at Austin was strong across the board.
Interesting.
Disc Golf Pro
Good
Tour
population
Championship,
center.
108,000 views there. So the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship actually pretty high overall on this list. Obviously,
you do
it
gotta
was low
remember,
on DGN.
It was people getting to see a new London, which I think was intriguing. So
Then we go Konner Preserve, Ale Open, Crocol, MVP Open. Surprise MVP is that low
MVP did not perform super well
overall.
there. Yeah. Like right next to the KC Wide Open is fascinating.
Yeah, only 1,000 views total more than KC Wide Open. Actually tied it in MPO, just beat it by FPO. One, Ledgestone and D-Glow are below Kansas City Wide Open. Cascades below that. PCS below that. Idlewild, then Discmania Challenge. Northwest Disc Golf Championship is one of the worst viewed across the board. Because the Northwest was 10th on DGN.
They made the DGN list, though. Some events didn't make it.
It's true. And then it's only 69,000 opening round on YouTube.
You also got to remember that this could have to do with the time of the year, what event was going on. Were you competing with an NFL Sunday versus not?
True.
Was there a big, Masters
None of them
going
compete
on?
with NFL Sunday.
Hmm?
Because this is the first event. I mean, All-Star is Super Bowl, I think.
NFL started in September.
Yeah, but that's not Northwest. September would have been.
No, I wasn't claiming
towards the
Northwest
end here.
necessarily, but I'm saying
I'm just saying Northwest
No,
is very low.
When was Northwest?
Middle of the summer, May 29th through June 1st.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
can't
like
think of a
NBA
sporting
playoff?
event. Well, yeah.
But like, that ain't. You ain't worrying about that.
Maybe it's
No.
competing with like Summer I Turned Pretty drops. Like maybe that was it.
Possibly.
That was when I was on vacation.
May 29th through June 1st.
Oh, U.S. Open, maybe?
US
That
Open
might have been the
golf.
weekend after. I think it's the weekend after.
Golf was
Yeah,
June 12th
It
through
was
15th, so
2
that's
weeks
not it.
after, Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it just didn't. Why don't we go to the West Coast, Hunter? Why don't we go to the West Coast?
It is interesting that like it makes sense West Coast, but is it just? I guess it's 3 hours.
I love it when they're on the West Coast for the time zones. To be honest with you,
When does it start over here?
it just ends at like 5 p.m.
No,
Or like, no,
let's flip
earlier.
Flip it. It ends.
Oh, it
way
ends later.
Yeah, I don't like it when it's on the West Coast.
No, yeah, I do hate that.
It doesn't start till 7.
Wait, why did I
p.m.
think it was the other way around?
That's Europe. You're thinking Europe
But Europe is like, I know Europe is like dramatically earlier.
because the West Coast is 3 hours behind us. Like it's 6 a.m. right
yeah,
there.
no,
right
I do hate that.
because FPO for us starts at 12. MPO doesn't. That's probably why it's so low.
You're right.
Is like the MPO round doesn't tee
That's a
off
good
until
point.
like 6 something our time.
Yeah.
It's the only one that this falls into
No, I actually do hate that.
prime time, dinner time too. Because like
Yeah, you
typically
got-
YouTube, you're like teeing off at like 3 p.m.
Am I going to watch Andrew Marweed or am I going to watch The Masked Singer? These are the kind of things you got to
Those
ask
are the
yourself.
questions you have to ask yourself. Those are the
Never-
questions people are asking.
Not that I watch that show, but
Well, for me, it's more just like my son's bedtime routine falls around hole like 7 to 9.
yeah.
And it's just like
It's not
I can watch a
convenient.
first few holes, and then I gotta go put him down, and then I'm back
Well,
for
it
like the
makes
last few
it-
holes.
no,
And then
it
you
makes it-
and then you fall asleep with him.
I
so
do
you
every
missed
night.
all of it.
And as I wake up and I'm like, oh,
What makes it tougher for me
Anthony Barella did what out there?
is if a round is wrapping up at like 8:30 even, that's cutting into my time of like my wife and I can actually hang out when the kids are in bed. So it's like just a few more holes, like they're almost done. Like that's a tough one.
Well, this is tipping off that. It tees off at 7. So it's not a few more holes. I'm on hole 4, honey.
What are you talking about? Starts at 7. Nothing
It starts at like
at 7.
6:30.
What do you?
If they tee off at 3:30, that's 6:30 our time.
Is it really that late?
Yeah.
Did I watch disc golf till like 10 o'clock?
Probably not. No one did apparently.
No, I mean I definitely followed some to the end, but maybe I don't know. Because I don't remember like going to bed and waking up and figuring out who won. Like I definitely watched these.
I mean, they tee off at 2:30.
Okay, well, here's
it's
what-
5:30.
Here's what it is. There's like what, 2 events on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's only 2 of them.
Because let's say they
So it
did
only happened
2:30
twice
tee
all year.
time. It's
I was
5:30.
like, there's just no way this was part of my regular life.
No,
this
it wasn't
year.
part of your regular
It
life.
happened twice.
Yeah, because they don't go. They
There
don't
was
go out west
literally
much.
Champions
But at
Cup,
least-
and there was
At least now, like before, it's just been like a lot of we think this is why. There's not a lot of. There's data at least. You know, like it makes sense.
well, you know how I feel about data.
There's a lot of yeah.
This
Is
whole
this
podcast
biased?
has been very tough for me with all this data.
Because like at least this, you know, it does show. I think that the DGN is probably a very East Coast heavy subscriber base. Is what I would have
disc
to
golf
guess.
in general is a very East Coast heavy.
I would
subscriber
agree,
base.
but like I mean, 69,000, like legitimately, Supreme Flight Open. Okay, first one of the Music City Open got twice the amount of views of the Northwest Disc Golf Championship.
Yeah, Music City has no reason. Like I don't even.
I gotta look at this first
Their
round.
course is boring. Like it's not even being used ever
Wow,
again.
wow, Trev.
I don't mind saying that because the pros don't like it. It's not even being used next year. It's done forever. It's a cow pasture that it literally is.
It's not very. There's not a lot of eye appeal.
It's not
there.
inspiring at
Yeah.
all. So like that event.
I don't think it's a poorly. I'm sure it's a good, well designed course, but it's not great to watch because it just everything looks the same because it's just in a big field.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Were you not there with us?
I was. That's how I.
Oh, you just said I'm sure it's a well designed course. Like was it?
I'm
Con?
just trying to be kind.
I mean, for what's out for the land that's out there,
Yeah,
it probably is. to
I think
Con's
it's.
point.
I think it's the best design you could do.
Like,
with that
what more
land.
could you do
Yeah.
with a cow
Yeah, I
pasture?
mean it's just a
Yeah.
giant field.
Well, that's what Con's saying.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like I'm
no.
sure for what it's out there. It's
I
probably
wonder
well
if
designed.
if that event. Yeah, it probably was because of the popularity of players. But I wonder if any of the
Okay, round one. Here we
the
go.
weather drama got people involved. Because there
Maybe.
was- yeah.
Round one, MPO, Music City. We had Austin Turner, Simon Lizotte, Chris Dickerson, Paul Macbeth.
Yeah, it's
So I
got
guess
Paul
the
and Simon.
Lizotte Paul
Yeah.
won too because you had 77,000 views. And then FPO, you had Kona Montgomery, Kristen Lott, Silva Saarinen, and Katrina Allen, 52,000 views.
Maybe people saw Nashville and they thought it was going to be a Luke Bryan concert.
That could be it. That's a good point.
Yeah, that is an interesting one, huh?
Maybe the algorithm just liked to hunt.
I think it probably
Yeah.
Like,
just
How
did.
are the
At the end of
thumbnails?
the
How are
day-
the thumbnails?
They're all the
They're
same.
all the
They're all
same,
the same.
yeah.
None of them are great.
Mm.
They're all the same. Yeah, I don't know. That is a very interesting one. Very interesting one.
Northwest Disc Golf Committee is just like the
You
algorithm.
know what?
man.
I would Disc Golf Fanatic.
us.
If you watch this, what I'd be interesting is next season. track the first 24 hours. So like 24 hours after the event happened,
right?
What was the first round live view?
Not when YouTube is kind of having its
because
way with
now
it.
At this point, yeah, to Trevor's point, we are 8 months removed. So if you're looking at some of the events that are later in the year, like an MVP Open, well, it just hasn't been on YouTube as long.
That's an excellent point.
So like, how much is that?
Wouldn't matter for the live viewership though, and Music City did perform on the live viewership.
No, but it does. This is posted.
They're counting the views.
No, it doesn't matter. DGN,
well.
you're right. DGN, it doesn't.
No, that's what. Yeah, so DGN, that's what I'm saying. Music City is still a high.
We did also. So we
DGN.
did also attend Music City, which means we made a lot of posts around it saying we're at Music City.
Oh, you're going that route.
Wow.
I don't.
Wow.
I'm just saying that we have a fairly large disc golf podcast, and many weeks leading up to Music City, we were saying on the podcast we were going to be at Music City.
These are things
so
that
it's
happened.
at least.
Well,
so it's
let me counter. Let me counter.
I don't want to sound.
I counter?
Self-righteous or like make us sound cool. I'm
May
just
I
saying
counter,
that
Con?
we said Music City leading up to it a lot on our podcast that a
Yes.
lot of people listen to.
He does
I
have a good
agree.
counter.
Here's my counter.
Yes.
We said Discmania Challenge a lot.
And it
we were
didn't
also
make
there.
the
It didn't. It's not even
Sure.
on the list.
Good point. Good point.
Good
So
counter.
great point.
Thank
we
you.
can clip it, but I did just shatter it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not. But we didn't say. But for the Discmania, I feel like it's different. When we say we're gonna be
Discmania
there
Challenge,
it's
we
almost like
promoted a
we
lot.
like this event. You know, if we,
We
say
were
like
gonna
we're
be
gonna
there.
be there,
We
did
promoted
say
the
we were
Creator
there.
Challenge
Sure.
for Discmania Challenge.
Yeah,
we
that is
promoted
good
the heck out of it. We
That is a
dropped the
good point.
Sky Bros there.
that was a good point.
We promoted it a lot.
Never
And,
mind.
Wait.
yeah. Oh, should I look at
Wait,
the
no,
Creator Challenge?
Con wasn't there.
Is it just Con?
It was a con effect.
Maybe that's it. No, I think it's people just don't like Discmania.
Creator Challenge got 64,000 views. Where would it be in the MPO first round live?
People saw Discmania and they said, "I don't want to watch that. I don't like Discmania." That's what they
Okay,
said.
so it would have beaten out it would come in right after the Creator Challenge comes in after Konapish Day before Preserve, which puts it first,
Beats
second,
MVP
third,
Open.
fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh,
It's
eighth,
MVP. That's crazy.
ninth. It comes in 10th. Creator Challenge is
That
top
list
10.
did not sort correctly.
Did it
'Cause
not?
There's a 65 below.
How is this not?
I don't know what to tell you.
What's going on?
Now, wait, that time I think it did.
No, because the 90's up here and Worlds is way above 90. Yeah, Worlds is down here.
Okay.
MVP,
Well, everything else is right here.
Everything else is correct.
Okay. Come on. Pause. What did I say it was? 64?
Pause.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Pause.
8, 9, 10,
To 12.
11. Add one for Worlds, 12.
12.
So it's 12th most popular. Top upper half.
MVP is
Creator
an
Challenge.
anomaly.
Shout out.
MVP is crazy. That's not.
I
higher
still
up on the
stand
list.
by the YouTube views.
It just needs more time.
I think it needs more time.
Mm.
Because, it only came out 2 months ago versus Music City was several months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right, DGN. That shouldn't be the case because
No.
people aren't going back on DGN and watching Music City
I
Open.
wouldn't think so. You'd be a psycho.
Let us know down below, if you're like, yeah, I was really excited for Music City Open more than other events. Why? Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that coming after Music City.
No,
I'm just genuinely curious.
I'm really fascinated.
I
'Cause
still
I
think
would've put-
they thought Luke Bryan was going to be.
I
there.
would have
Might
put MVP above. Should I search Music City on YouTube? It still doesn't matter for DGN.
Yeah, it's the DGN is just
What if Music City that's just it pops up?
Music
City Miracle. Doesn't. It doesn't.
No, there's no way it's
We
gonna.
did.
Well, that's your YouTube though.
Jomez. It's Foundations
Foundations
YouTube, sir.
YouTube.
But there you go. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. But I do think Disc Golf Fanatic, this is a big ask, I understand. But I do think it'd be interesting just to let the YouTube live happen and then 24 hours later go pull these numbers.
Yeah.
And just see how did the actual live do versus, okay, we've given this 8 months to gain views. Because some videos do just get in the algorithm. I mean, the best example of this is if you look at Jomez's most watched video, it's 2019 Worlds, and it's by a lot. But it's just this one got in the algorithm. Let me see if I can find the same. Videos, popular. Yeah, 2019 Worlds, final round, front nine, 6.2 million views. And then you have the greatest round ever at 2.6 million. 2021 Worlds, final round, back nine, the holy shot, 1.9 million. So, why did the 2019 final round, front nine get 6.2 million? Got in the algorithm.
That is crazy.
That's literally it. Because it's the front nine. It's not even the back nine. The back nine got 1.7 million.
Dirty algorithm.
But it's just if you give stuff long enough on YouTube, sometimes the algorithm just likes something. People just clicked on it and stayed for long enough that it was, electric.
Gotcha.
So, all right. In the bag, Konner and Silas dominated last week.
Let's
What?
go.
Dominated.
Whoa,
81% of the
go.
vote on Instagram.
Let's
Wait, what was the last
go.
one?
Oh,
The signature discs.
Yeah, Sexton,
Oh, it was just a
Firebird,
Sexton.
people don't like
baby.
Simon.
Yeah, we had Eagle, Simon, all of that. They had the Sexton and the Get Freaky.
The Sexton
Let's
bird
go,
was
And yeah,
Cy.
81% of the vote went there.
We have a Discraft audience.
So y'all need to pick. No, we need to pick the order. This week we're going in the bag. Pro Tour players you want on your team in a fight.
We have to take first pick.
I would agree.
It's because
Yeah.
the strategy did not work for us last week. We need to take the 1-1.
I'm
I'm
assuming
glad,
you know.
I'm
the
glad
1-1.
we won that one.
I'll
Yeah.
take 2.
I'm assuming you
second
know
all
the
day.
1-1. Okay.
I will take Ezra Aderholt. That is the 1-1. There is a better. There is a better
All right,
pick.
they get two. They get two.
There's a better pick, but he is the one the audience
On.
will all
Silas, would
think
you like
of.
to go second, or you want me to?
We
both go right
I
now,
feel
right?
confident in my 2.
Do we go like
It goes Silas,
me?
then you.
Okay, go ahead, Silas.
Okay. Gavin Babcock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's who I was-
that's
He used
the
to be a
one.
wrestler.
Correct, but the people that go on this poll don't all know Gavin Babcock. That was my whole thought process.
Yeah, we'll
Trevor,
see. I get that.
I
I
wasn't
get that.
coming after you.
We'll see.
I'm saying that's
you're
my
right.
second pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's all I'm saying is like he is by far the best pick.
yeah, it's the
but
best
I
pick.
do
Is
not
the most
think-
popular?
No,
No,
But
but
I do think
yeah.
so. I'm
You think-
apparently
okay.
the only one
The
in
fan
room.
survey doesn't agree.
I don't think he's the most popular,
I
but I
would've
think
picked
enough
Ezra
people who
Aderholt
are
first.
watching a disc golf podcast know Gavin Babcock is a college wrestler.
Maybe
And
I hope
think
so
we
for the
just
rest
lost.
of my.
I think we
pick.
just lost.
Oh,
I don't want to be on Hunter's team.
I would have picked
Why,
Ezra
I would
Trev?
like to leave
first.
mid-season because every time I make a pick, I immediately
Every
get
time?
at least I think the
This
last
is the
3
only
weeks
one.
I
You
just
can't-
get a.
I asked who if you wanted to go first.
get
You
an
said
ugh.
yes. And that's not
Well,
every
that
time.
I think just to be clear, I think that your pick is an amazing pick.
I would have picked Ezra
I
Aderholt.
don't-
Ezra
first.
Aderholt is my second.
I'm gonna
yeah.
keep throwing out picks, but it's in solidarity, and I no longer reflect the actions of this team.
Okay, so it's my turn. So the way this works, we get 4, so we'll each have 2, right?
Yes.
I had a hard time with this one. After Babs and Aderhold, I was like, okay, now what? So, and I've got one that is a great pick, but I
Do
don't
it.
think it's getting any views
Nope, do it.
or getting any. Okay, I'll just go Nico LaCastro.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
That's
he's
a great
he's on my
pick.
list.
He's scrappy.
Last week you took Cloudbreaker, right?
Yes.
The fantastic one.
Then it wasn't that one. Then it was,
All right, we're going back. We're going back. I need to clear my name of this because I don't think I've disagreed with you on a pick until
that's-
that one.
No, that's not true.
I don't feel like I've experienced a ton of division on y'all's team.
We have Turn Rolo 1-2. Trev, those are great.
Go back another one. I've been hurt somewhere.
Turn Rolo, we dominated.
Trevor, you need to offer forgiveness.
It was that one.
The name,
The
Archer,
J.
the Archer.
It was Jay.
No,
Yeah.
no, I liked Jay. Jay was my first pick. It was the Archer. Was the only
It
one.
was Archer.
That's when I was hurt.
Archer was the only one I disagreed with.
I was hurt, and here I am.
But
4
your
weeks
third
later.
pick, Trev.
I'm still hurt.
You said the last 3. The first one has gotten a side.
You're I
One,
was wrong
your
about
third
that.
one got a side.
I was
Once.
wrong.
One pick, and you're gonna jump my team.
I was wounded.
It's y'all's pick.
I can't jump teams. I have to. keep
Let me
picking.
give my
Who'd you take?
explanation.
Who'd you take,
I
Con?
said Nico LaCastro. I said it
Great
because
pick.
one, he's scrappy.
He was on my list.
He's a
Also,
big UFC
he's
guy.
lean. He seems like he could fight
Dude
well.
is tiny, though.
He is tiny, but that doesn't always
He also
matter.
is willing
He
to
can
fight.
He also, I think that he's got the fight mentality.
That's what I'm
Well, we
saying.
know he's got the fight
That's
He's
mentality.
got
what I'm
that dog.
saying.
He's tried to fight whatever, an official. But yeah, he's taking you
Well,
down.
I didn't say that. You said that.
He's taking you down.
Well,
I feel like
he's gonna
we're-
try.
Okay.
But it's sometimes
Is
willpower.
that a challenge?
So it
I-
seems
I would
they're
say
going. They're
Willpower
going.
is stronger than manpower sometimes.
They're going good
Us.
fighters. It seems we're going size.
I've got both on
So
my
I'm
list,
going Big Germ.
to be
It
clear.
has
But
the name
he
Big.
was on my list.
Has the name Big.
So yeah, Hunter, I think this strategy might work. But that being said, I do also have fighters on my list. And
I don't. Yeah, I
and I'm
don't-
gonna have to
Big
take
Germ,
one next.
He is tall,
The problem, like,
but I don't see him like.
nobody knows
being a
this about
fighter.
this guy.
I
can't
agree.
take this
Wait,
guy.
I
Trevor.
agree. I'm going. We went size, so I'm staying size.
God, I don't know
Okay.
if there's any other good. There's not really.
Oh,
not.
I've got
Like,
a
there
size
are-
guy.
Like, there's another guy that I could go with, but like he's not as popular, but he's a huge dude. I'm
I
gonna
got
take him. Albert Tam.
Yeah, I
a
like that.
giant.
I was thinking
He's
that.
a giant.
Is he as tall as my guy?
I guess we'll see, Si.
I don't know.
Let's find out.
I've got a guy, bro. I've got stats on him.
I
too.
love Albert Tam. I think it's a great
Except we're
choice.
Googling.
No, not right now. Beforehand,
He had
yeah.
Googled. That's fair.
Pre-Google's
That's
fine.
illegal. Yeah.
Pre-Google. So it is Silas's turn.
Oh,
now.
okay. Jake Amon.
Yeah,
He's a
big guy.
huge.
He is 6'4"
Oh,
and he's
shoot.
230 pounds.
He's a big guy.
Big guy.
All right.
Con?
Okay. Here we go. Wait, who? Oh my gosh, I had somebody in my head and I just lost it. I had my pick in my head and he's gone now. Shoot. I knew who I was going to pick. Wait, I said Nico, and then who else was I going to say? Oh yeah. I have my other pick. Oh, okay. My other pick is Ezra Robinson because he's very fit and he has the power of the Holy Spirit.
All right, we can win. We can win this.
Konner.
I think the Gavin, Nico,
Konner.
I mean, they're killing you.
I do.
I don't
like
think people should be able to win lists off of one or two picks. It is what happens.
I'm going
but
Aaron Gossage, last one, mainly because he scares me, and he's tall.
He is.
Is he tall?
He's not tall.
He's
not
6
that
foot something.
tall.
He's not tall.
No, he's the same height as us.
Yeah.
I think he's taller than me.
I think-
which would mean he's 6 foot.
I
He's
don't
taller
think
than me.
I don't think he's taller than you.
Pretty sure
He might be 6 foot, but I wouldn't say that's like tall.
Regardless, 6'3".
Really?
Don't look at him. Don't look at the picture.
That's
Look
not
at the
him.
picture.
No way.
That's not Aaron Gossage.
Well, that's his like uncle.
He's put up a pro baseball player
That's his
named
uncle.
Drew Gossage.
That's his uncle, I think. 6 foot.
He's huge.
Yeah, that's
6
not
foot.
tall.
Well,
6 foot.
one
shoes.
guy can say that. One guy in this room can say 6 foot's not tall.
6 foot is not tall.
You're the only one that can say it.
If you measure me in shoes, I'm 6 foot. Where do you think they got the height for Aaron Gossage?
I don't
Did you
know.
Google
Where did they get
Gemini?
anything?
Yeah.
Where did they get anything? I do know. I'm pretty positive Gossage is 6 foot.
He's shown recent rage, and that's good.
That's
for
what
the
I'm
team.
saying.
I didn't. I'm
It's
be
true,
honest with
he
you.
is-
I didn't have my other two.
My other
picks-
one was Dickerson because he played football.
I
but I
had-
think he was a kicker.
Well, I had obviously Sully, who is a very good competitive wrestler, but nobody
But
knows that.
lightweight class.
I agree.
Yeah.
Doesn't really. He'd still kick the crap out of us. And then Matty O for the crazy factor.
I think I could.
There's another sigh.
My other
I got-
pick.
You didn't do it. Connor gave you a bigger sigh, and you're not ticked
Yeah.
off at him.
No, because you're my teammate.
And you didn't take Matty-O.
He
You
is my
didn't take Matty-O.
opposition.
Only reason I gave a sigh is because you were like, I think we have to take the 1-1. And I was agreeing because I was thinking Gavin
Yeah.
Babcock. And I said, you know the 1-1. You said yes. And then you took the guy I wasn't thinking of.
Yeah,
So that's why I sighed. I was
just-
like, we just sold.
Here's what happens. Every week we do this, and I am confused as what our audience knows. Because last week, or there's been weeks where there is a obvious 1-1, but it's not the audience 1-1. And we've seen that play out. And everybody in disc golf, when you think of who's big, strong disc golf guy, they all go, Ezra Aderholt.
But that's not the question. The question is, who do you want on your team in a fight?
And
Gavin
people
Babcock.
but people in disc golf are going to think, who's the big, strong disc
I'm
golf
still
guy?
standing by. If you're a diehard disc golf fan enough to not only watch Grip Lock,
to look
but
at our
vote
Instagram
in a
story.
poll,
Our Instagram story does not.
you gotta
entail diehard
follow
fans.
Grip Locked. This isn't on Foundation.
We don't post it on the Foundation.
No, it's on Grip
We
Lock.
did last year. That's hurting us.
It's just on Grip Lock.
That's hurting us.
Yeah, you
It
got
need-
3,000 diehard disc golfers.
It's got
on
to
there.
get reposted.
Well,
Tyler.
that's a different thing because if we're reposting it in a completely different list, then I agree with you.
Yeah,
Right now, I'm only in diehard
we
disc
gotta
golf
restart.
fan.
I was
and I'm saying
operating. I was
Gavin
operating
Babcock.
under a larger audience. If it's just the
It's
Grip
just
Lock
Grip
accounts,
Lock.
yeah,
It's
that's,
just Grip Lock
that's not
Twitter.
good.
Yeah,
That's
Gavin
not good.
Babcock is the answer.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say for one of mine, is Adam Hammes the one that goes hunting all the
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because he knows how to use a gun, but so I googled Adam Hammes. Does he go hunting? Because I wasn't sure if it was him or Austin Turner.
Both.
And yeah, but have we not talked about? Like, I'm sure it's been talked about. It may be on a different podcast, but about him throwing a disc at the vultures.
That
You
was
know-
the whole charade thing.
Yeah, I know, but have we
Yeah.
talked about that?
Not
because
really.
Whenever
No.
I just wanted to say, whenever I googled this, Adam Hammes, the first thing that popped up
Oh, people
was a
hated
Reddit
it.
post that says Adam Hammes intentionally throwing a disc at a federally protected bird.
Yeah.
We never really discussed it because I think we saw it a little bit late. But it was a whole
Yeah,
thing.
there's,
there.
there's just two vultures
It was
on
just
top
one of those like
he just throws a
clear lapse of judgment because it's also one of those
I thought you were
moments
about to
of
drop like a take.
Well,
no,
I
I'm saying like
it was a
it's one
take
of
out
those-
your phone and record this.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a like this is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of
Oh, I'm
anything
not coming
beyond
after
that.
him
You know
for
what I'm
it.
saying?
why did he throw at the bird?
Because it'd be funny. Like it would fly away or like whatever.
You think he was trying to hit it?
He also
though?
probably wasn't thinking a disc is gonna kill the bird, which I don't think it did.
It's also like, let's be real. It's a vulture.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Do we really
in the
care
moment.
about vultures?
In the moment.
No, yeah, I don't think
I
I'm not
could
going to
see,
say
like-
that I would never chuck a disc on a bird in a lapse of judgment, but pull up my phone and post me trying to hit a bird with a
Yeah,
disc.
that's a different
That's
thing.
dumb.
That's a
No,
different.
posting
that's
it. Yeah, it's a
stupid.
whole nother ballgame.
I'm not saying that I am for him throwing the disc at the bird. But it is a very funny situation. Just that I googled it and it says Austin Adam Hammase intentionally throwing a disc at a federally protected bird.
Yeah.
It's probably headline of the year.
It's
It
hilarious.
probably is
there.
headline of the year.
It's
Well,
up
there.
there.
Now we talked about it.
There you go. We talked about it.
I'm glad. I've been holding that in for a long time, like
Silas
45
selects.
seconds.
What's in this bag?
Federally protected. What kind of vulture was it? Like what
A black vulture.
That's
is
just
what it
federally
said.
protected.
Yeah.
Why is a vulture
it?
protected?
You know why?
Yeah.
Because they clean up our roadkill.
I guess
that's
so.
probably why.
Good point.
They're probably like, hey, they clean up the dead animals.
You know what else they do?
I don't mean to come
Here,
after vultures.
I do
but-
because this.
Oh.
If you're not against vultures yet, you will be.
Oh.
If they don't have enough food, right? If there's not enough dead
They eat
things
each
around,
other?
no, they will come after small dogs.
Well,
Yeah,
shit.
they'll pick up a dog. They'll pick up a kid.
What do you value more, your small dog or a vulture?
It's called the circle of
Well,
life.
I agree. In nature, I'm all for it. In nature, sure. But like if I'm walking,
outside,
if
What do
I
you mean
take
in
out, when I was growing up, we had a Maltese.
like once we put a house
had a
down,
Maltese.
it's not your nature.
Well, no,
anymore.
I'm saying we had a small Maltese.
Yeah.
Right, a little small dog, house dog.
Yeah.
Annoying as crap. Unrelated. You take her outside, and vultures would start circling, and you'd have to get her up.
Yeah, but
one swoop down and try to take my
but
dog,
like
which
a
is Japanese chin.
a coyote would also eat your dog. Does that mean that
Fence.
you hate it too?
A fence. It will
Roof.
protect it a lot more. I got to put a roof over my backyard. I'm just saying, vultures
Gotta
are
do
dirty
that.
birds, and they'll swoop down and take up your
You gotta be
small
careful
thing.
with that stuff, man. We're not spreading vulture hate on this podcast.
You just slurred a vulture.
yeah, they're federally protected.
They are dirty animals.
Now the
they
federal-
eat dead things. They're
now
dirty
the-
animals. What do
now
you want
the-
me to say?
Hunter. Now
That's
the
their
federal
food.
government is going to
We
come
eat
after
dead
you because
animals.
you.
I
they have
don't.
to
I've
protect it.
never killed a vulture, but there was a time period where I went outside ready to kill one if it came after my
I
dog.
won't stand for this vulture hate speech.
I would have turned myself in. If you're thinking, that I wasn't going to kill a federally protected bird to protect my pet, you're wrong.
Is there stand
I
your
would have,
ground?
and I would have turned
Can you
myself
stand
in.
your ground against federally
Virginia is
protected
not
birds?
a stand your ground state. My dog probably would have had to try to
No,
flee
but
the
for birds,
backyard
though.
before it killed it. It probably had to be like, I got close to the gate before I killed it. Like that's probably what would have happened in Virginia.
Okay.
The bald eagle broke into my house. What was I to do?
The vulture had a gun.
It was swooping down at me. My life was threatened. I ran. I was pinned against the gate.
It had a
then-
claw to its neck.
And it took it. No,
Oh,
it swooped after my Japanese chin too. My dog, my personal dog. And that one, it had a scratch on its back. And then it was
the
terrified to
Japanese
go
chin?
outside. It was terrified to go outside because of the
Poop
dirty
in the
vultures.
house.
I mean, it is a
That's
predatorial bird, and
I respect
you chose
it.
a
I respect
tiny
it.
dog.
Stay away from the dog.
You're coming after my
yeah.
choice now? Come on.
You guys need to sort
I'm
that
just saying, a
out.
tiny dog is gonna be that. It's gonna be prone
So I
to
can't
many
take my
predators.
dog outside to
No,
go
you can't.
potty?
You
I literally
can't.
would let it outside to go potty,
You
bring
can.
it in.
You can.
That's
You
it.
just gotta protect
Big
it.
dog.
You can.
What?
You just gotta
Make
protect
fun of
it.
his dog now.
I don't
I
know
didn't
his
make-
dog.
I didn't
Bruno.
make fun of his dog.
We don't talk about Bruno.
That's funny.
That's
Wait,
ridiculous.
I didn't make fun of your dog. I'm just saying, if you have a small dog, you have to be willing to protect it.
I said I was. I said I was. Did I not?
There you go. But then,
passionate take about something that
That's
doesn't
crazy.
matter. If
That's
you have a
crazy.
small
How is that
dog,
crazy? Why is that crazy,
Like
Hunter? You're
opens up
agreeing
grip
with
lock.
me.
If you have a small dog, you have to be willing to protect it.
it's true. It's a vulnerable dog. You gotta be.
I
okay
am
with
willing to
being
protect it. I'm
There
not.
you go.
So
He
is it?
said he was
all I
prepared
was
to
saying is
kill.
I don't like the bird.
Yeah,
Why are
that's-
we defending the bird? Are you
just-
defending? If someone
I'm
breaks in
honestly-
your house, are you defending them?
I'm honestly
you
not-
chose to live there.
Hunter,
you chose to live there. How dare you buy a house that looks like you should get broken into?
I'm honestly not defending or coming.
What were you wearing when you got attacked? That's where you're going here.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
I'm not
Silas
defending.
selects. He has
I'm
a
not
disc in the
defending or
bag.
coming after anything. I more just was
That's
interested in
crazy.
going down this conversation.
That's
more.
crazy.
Why is it crazy, Hunter? I wasn't coming after you.
What's in the bag, Con?
I don't know.
I
It's a
kinda-
Discraft Vulture.
If I was the primer, you were the paint. Honestly, Con, I kind of warmed him up for
Discraft
that.
Vulture. That's
I've
what I'm going.
been massaging his argument muscles all day.
I restrained myself for a long time on this show. I got us through topics over and over where I could have parked it.
You're right. Well, here we
I
are, an
tried
hour
my
and
best.
23 minutes
I tried my
later.
best.
Yeah, you were not. You
So
weren't
I-
being
that
that
was-
bad. I was being bad.
yeah,
You said vulture. What did you guess, Con?
I didn't yet. You go ahead.
Let me take the. I said I'm gonna get cute with it for every week until he doesn't, and then I'm gonna continue to get cute with it even so. So I got to get cute with it. So let me think about something cute here. I'm gonna go back to Stokely discs with the Ren.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with.
He's literally petrified. But like all I can do to succeed in this game is keep making little cute guesses because eventually he's gonna get cute with it again. And if he doesn't, maybe I'll help one of you guys out.
I'm gonna go with
You're
the
welcome.
Watt.
Wait, before you open it,
I already opened it.
it was just very funny how we got on the Adam Hammes topic. You can now reveal.
Is
the
this
disc.
him as Wasp or Hunter?
That is funny. I went
that's-
Vulture.
See?
If I would have went Hunter,
He
I
got
would've
cute with
there.
it though.
funny.
You guys see, he's still getting
No, he
cute with
picked
it.
it. He picked it early in the show.
No, but I'm saying he's scared.
He's
cute with
picking
it like
niche.
he's
He's
picking
saying he's
niche
picking
stuff.
niche.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Yeah.
scared to go out into the open, and I'm gonna continue to seek him out. There's only so many cute little discs out there.
Yeah, there's so many.
No,
That's the
there's
show, ladies and
niche
gents.
ones though. There's not.
There's a lot of niche ones.
There's probably like 3 or 4 racks. I'm gonna memorize them all. I'm gonna start.
We'll talk to you next week.